Now, I think that we could all agree here that actors have gone way too far when it comes to their political views, when it comes to forcing their politics onto the general public and onto their own fans, which, by the way, it's causing many fans of these actors and actresses to just walk away and to seek for other forms of entertainment out there, whether it's independent movies or different television programs that actually hold a cast of new faces that aren't so political, or other forms of entertainment in general right from the get-go. We know that there's one thing happening right now in Hollywood and in show business is that it is indeed struggling. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, Will Smith in particular, right? This is an actor that's been getting very political. I would definitely say within the past 6 to 7 months, right around that time frame, is where Will Smith became more vocal than usual about Trump, most recently about Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, about Trump supporters, about MAGA. I mean, the list goes on, and he continues. And I think a lot of this is rooted to the fact that his comeback tour, alright, his plan to actually come back to music, to come back to rap, did not work out so well for him at all. If not worse than his movie career comeback. That really isn't working so far either. We know one thing about Will Smith right now is that he's continuing to drive away fans. So let's dive into this. Now, we know that there's a lot of drama going on between himself and Sony, Men in Black 5. We talked about this as well, between what they did to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. However, interestingly enough, Will Smith doesn't seem to get the memo. He doesn't seem to get the sense of any boundaries in his way about how far he's going. However, with endless celebrities still to this day using Charlie Kirk's assassination and the most recent government shutdown to push their political anti-Trump agenda onto the public, one major development going on now involves more to do with Will Smith going on yet another political rant in the midst of his acting career, going to hell over his past and current comments about Trump, Charlie Kirk, and more. Now, Will Smith delivered the following. I am now at a place where I feel if you are anti-Democrat, you are anti-American, because what Trump has done to the Republican Party is that he transformed it into something repulsive, something that embraces racism, sexism, and misogyny, and all the terrible things in this world that contribute nothing positive to our once great country. The problem I see with being anti-Democrat is that you lost your soul. You lost what it feels and means to be an American, and that doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me at all. When you take one glance at MAGA, all they do is obsess over half-truths or lies and project those to the public. And you all need to understand that Trump took away the Republican Party. These are the same people that obsess over Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk by using these people as a way to push political talking points to enhance their position for the 2026 midterms. It's unfortunate, but it's true. It's completely un-American to take advantage of one's life to push your politics. And this rising movement of being an anti-Democrat is something that we need to really tackle and really take seriously, because they tend to be fueled with hate. And like I always say, if you are an American with no soul at heart, are you really an American? Ask yourselves that. Democrat values are the way to go, and I think everyone should really reconsider going to that side. I talked this over with Jada, and I was warned that perhaps talking my politics and taking them too far was going too far, but I realize now that it's up to us with a following to push for our victory next year and to bring Democrats back to the House and the Senate to take back control from Trump's disastrous policies. So guys, let me just stop there for one moment about Will Smith. Now, basically, his argument is that if you are anti-Democrat, you are basically a terrible person. That's really what it all comes down to. He is basically making it openly clear that if you're anti-Democrat, you have no soul, and hence if you have no soul, you're probably not a real, true American citizen. It just really mind-boggles me that actors are so focused on you believing in one side of the political spectrum, and if you don't happen to agree with that side of the political spectrum, then you're out as a fan. They don't want your business, they don't want you to support them, and that all comes back toward them when they begin to realize that their movies are failing at the box office. And it's a vicious cycle, because then they blame racism, they blame misogyny, they blame sexism when their movies fail at the box office, or if a show goes through a massive ratings disaster, that's ultimately what happens. He continues, "He is the sole individual why our industry is suffering right now, and I fully agree with some other well-known stars out there who said the same thing, but his tariff plan," he's talking about Trump, "his tariff plan on foreign-made films are going to hurt the United States. It's going to put so much pressure on the many producers that represent this industry on the finances of our films and television shows. It's going to change everything, and it's all because of Trump. Whether you are a Trump or Kirk supporter, you are anti-Democrat, and the only way to realize what's wrong with being that is to give democratic values a chance, just to open up your eyes for once. I feel I have to keep talking to protect my industry and to evolve our love for film and art and where that should all go for both current talent and newcomers that are just getting started." So again, there goes Will Smith saying that if you're anti-Democrat, you really have a problem and that you should reconsider to go to that one side of the political spectrum. And really, it just goes to show you that this is beginning to sound like George Clooney. Do you guys recall George Clooney during the 2024 election, which was over a year ago? I mean, I can't believe that, to be honest, but there was a time right around November 3rd, maybe 4th of 2024, right around there, where George was actually saying that, if you are, heavily invested in not spending time on politics or anything like that, or really getting to know, the differences, then you are anti-American, you are uneducated, you have no clue what you're talking about as an American citizen. And those are the types of comments that people are just repulsed by, that people do not want to hear coming from actors. People can decide what they want to do in their daily lives. That's all there is to it. They don't have to invest themselves in this or that on a daily basis. And basically that's what it all comes down to. Nobody wants to be lectured by these Hollywood, actors and actresses that try to act like politicians. So again, I think that Will Smith, the reason why he's doubling down on his politics, he's very bitter. Things aren't really working out so well for him, especially after the Oscars 2022 slap against Chris Rock, and how he tried to make two comebacks, his acting career and his music career. And both of those attempts really didn't go so hot for him. Even to this day, his acting films, his actual new movies, 75, maybe 80% of them have been sequels. That's basically his whole, game right now, is that all of his movies are going to be sequels, whether it's Men in Black, I Am Legend, Bad Boys, whatever it may be. They're all going to be basically just rehashed material of his past work. Nothing truly original that would be ultimately successful. And he did try to do original pieces out there. It didn't work. Just look at Gemini Man. That was another failure. But we know one thing about Will Smith right now is that he is really going off the rails, and I would love to hear what everyone has to say about his overall views about if you're an anti-Democrat, then you're not an American, that you're not an American citizen, or that you're un-American. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.